Have you ever noticed something strange about the internet? A completely wrong claim can spread to millions of people in just a few hours. But correcting that same claim can take days, sometimes even weeks. There's actually a principle that explains why this happens. It's called Brandolini's law. Brandolini's law says something very simple. It takes far more effort to debunk nonsense than it takes to create it. In other words, making something up is easy. Proving it wrong is the hard part. Imagine someone posts a claim online that says, "Coffee damages your brain." That takes maybe 5 seconds to write. But if you actually want to check whether that's true, you would need to read studies, compare research, look at sample sizes, and understand how the experiments were done. What took 5 seconds to post might take hours to properly investigate. And the situation gets even worse. Because misinformation rarely spreads on its own, it often comes from people who sound credible. Influencers, experts, podcasters, public figures. When someone with authority says something confidently, most people assume it must be true. And that's where another trick often appears. It's called cherry picking. Cherry picking means selecting only the evidence that supports your argument while quietly ignoring everything that contradicts it. Imagine there are 50 studies on a topic. If someone shows you the 2 that agree with their opinion, they technically showed real evidence, but they ignored the other 48, and that changes the whole picture. The reason this works is simple. Most people don't have the time to fact-check every claim they see online. So instead, we rely on shortcuts. Confidence, authority, popularity. If something sounds convincing, we assume it's probably true. But once misinformation spreads, correcting it becomes extremely difficult. Because fixing a wrong idea requires explanation, context, evidence, and nuance. And unfortunately, nuance doesn't spread very well on the internet. Simple claims travel fast. Careful explanations don't. And that's exactly what Brandolini's law describes. Creating misinformation is cheap, but correcting it takes a lot more effort.